What's up guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're gonna be going over the grips of PUBG. So in this video we'll be doing a side-by-side comparison with all the grips and going and looking at each individual one and seeing how they perform and what kind of things you can expect from each grip and what they really excel at. So starting us off today, we will be looking at one of the most popular grips, which is the vertical grip. The vertical grip is kind of the most consistent pick out of all of the grips, and it has a little bit of everything, and it's kind of the middle ground between all the other grips. So what can you expect from the vertical grip? Well, you can expect minus 15% vertical recoil and minus 15% animation kick. And what that really means is that you have a reduced amount of recoil and a reduced amount of animation kick, which is the kick that the gun makes every time it fires a bullet. Next up is the half grip. And the half grip is a little bit like one of the other grips that we'll get to further down the line, but also a combination with the vertical grip. But it has minus 8% horizontal recoil, minus 8% vertical recoil, plus 15 animation kick, meaning that it will kick more every time you shoot than with most other of these grips. It has plus 20% sway and plus 10% recoil recovery, meaning that the gun will sway more when you aim down the sights, and the recoil recovery does take a little bit longer than usually. And so the thumb grip is our little trick up our sleeves, if you could say so. It has minus 5% vertical recoil, minus 20% sway, and plus 30% ADS speed, meaning that you will aim down your sights 30% faster than with any other grip in the game. This is really what makes the thumb grip stand out from every single other of the grips, and it might be something for you. Second to last, we have the angle grip, and that has minus 15% horizontal recoil, plus 5% animation kick, plus 20% sway, and plus 10% ADS speed. So this has a little bit of everything. It doesn't really have a whole lot of vertical recoil control. However, the trade-off for horizontal recoil is massive, and that's definitely something that a lot of players do like, but it's still a very niche grip after all. And lastly here we have the lightweight grip. The lightweight grip is the master of tapping, and it gives you minus 20% animation kick and minus 20% sway, and the recoil between the first bullet and the second bullet is the lowest out of any of these other grips. So I've made a little bit of a cheat sheet for you guys, kind of ranking the best grips for spraying and for tapping. So the best grip for spraying is the vertical grip, simply because it's so versatile and it's great at basically everything. Next up is the half grip, because it has some decent pros when it comes to spraying, but it also does have some drawbacks that kind of holds it back from being the best grip to spray with. The angle grip can shine in some moments as well, meaning that it will definitely be worth to pick up an angle grip once in a while, but it's not for everybody. And then the thumb grip and the lightweight grip are kind of just a little bit worse. You shouldn't even use the lightweight grip if you have any other grip in the game. And to some extent, it might even be better to run without a grip if you have a compensator or such on your gun. When we turn our attention to tapping, this is when you single fire a bullet, or for example on the SKS, it would be really great to put a lightweight grip on, because you have that extra recoil control between the first and second bullet, and like the first, I think it's 3 or 4 bullets are also very much affected by this animation kick and everything. Definitely a great grip to put on your guns when you want to be tapping. Other than that, it's also decent enough to have a vertical grip on. The thumb grip is also alright in some cases, especially because of the ADS speed. It might help you in some way or form, but I mean, the lightweight and the vertical just kind of excel at tapping. But what does this all mean in theory? And how can we test it? I went to training mode and I went to a wall somewhere and I just spammed like 500 bullets at a wall and saw how it all worked out. The surface area for our little experiment here is about 4 or 5 meters high. And yeah, I mean, this is the results that we come out with. We tested a Beryl M416 at 10 meters range with a flash hider on, and then the grips itself. So we started with no grip. We had about 18 bullets hitting on target before it went off the target up into the air. And that's not great. You see the spray pattern is pretty grouped up, but there is quite a distance between the bullets, meaning that the kick in between every single shot is pretty high. Then looking at the angle grip, we had 19 bullets actually hitting on target here, and we see a very tight grouping in the start of the spray, and then as we kind of go up towards the higher ups in the bullets, we do see a little bit more spread on the bullets. It's a bit more spread out on horizontal side. Not very characteristic for an angle grip, but this is a small test, and you could have done 100 sprays and seen how it went. But for the sake of time and for the sake of just using a little experiment to show you guys how this works, this was pretty good. Next up is the vertical grip. We had 22 bullets on target and a very, very strong grouping, especially within the first like 8 to 10 bullets at the bottom there. And as we kind of go on, it's a very tight grouping still in between the bullets. And you do see like at least 22 bullets hitting on target here. On the test with the lightweight grip, we do see a very tight grouping in the first 2 or 3 bullets, but then from there on out, start spreading both vertically and horizontally at the same time, and it's the most inaccurate of all the sprays that we did today. We only hit 19 bullets on target, and at the top, it's so spread out horizontally that it's so inconsistent compared to all the other ones. Looking at the thumb grip, we, again, very tight grouping at the bottom, and as we kind of move our way up towards the middle and the top, it kind of goes out a bit horizontally, as one would expect. But do have in mind that we did hit 21 bullets, which is pretty decent. And lastly, the half grip, with 22 bullets on target, is toe-to-toe with the vertical grip, but what we do see is towards the middle of the spray, we have a little bit more inconsistencies horizontally than we do have with the vertical grip, meaning that the vertical grip does take the crown here on the barrel. And yeah, let's hop on to the M4. So on the M4, again, we tested at 10 meters range, same target, and with a flash hider on. First off, we have the one without a grip, and we hit 25 bullets on target, which is to be expected because the M4 does have a lot lower of a recoil than the barrel. It did hit 7 more bullets on target without a grip. We have a tight grouping at the bottom, as you would expect with any M4 basically, and then it starts to just go ham up towards the middle and the end, which is also to be expected. On the angle grip, I actually think that this is very shocking to me that we only had 24 bullets on target. But we do see a very, very tight grouping horizontally, and it goes throughout the spray. We have a little bit in the middle where we can see some bullets kind of going out to the left there, but other than that, it keeps very, very good horizontally, and it's just a vertical line basically. And now on the vertical grip, we will just we hit an entire 30 round mag. I only tested this with 30 round mags, but there's definitely room for like 1 or 2 more bullets to hit at the top. But very tight grouping all throughout. It has a bit of horizontal sway in the middle and towards the end, like it kind of goes out to the left and then out to the right. But other than that, it's actually like a really, really tight grouping and pretty easy to control once you kind of get the gist of things. All right, so looking at the lightweight grip, we do have a lot more grouping, and we actually have 26 bullets on target here, and it looks really, really good from this POV here. We see the very, very tight grouping in the bottom, and there's a lot of bullets hitting within a very small surface area. And as we go up, it actually kind of stays a bit together, but vertically it does have a bit more spacing in between the bullets, meaning that the per bullet recoil is a lot higher here. That's also to be expected when you're using a lightweight grip. And so we make it to the thumb grip here, and the thumb grip actually surprised me a lot on this one. And I had to go through the footage a few times to actually like confirm that we did in fact use a thumb grip, because I didn't expect this outcome. We had 26 bullets on target, and the horizontal recoil on this is absolutely horrid. We see so much inconsistency towards the middle and the end, and we have that entire line just completely veering off to the left. And I remember through the testing that I was super surprised, like when I was shooting and I saw the gun go so much left, I was like, what happened here? I did do a redo of the test, and it came out with almost the same result, and it didn't really matter too much, so I just included the one test here, and it just shows that the thumb grip is very inconsistent, and I didn't know that. But that's why we're here. We all learned something. And last up is the half grip. The half grip hit all 30 bullets and had a very, very tight grouping, as to be very much expected, towards the bottom. And that's just what goes to show for the half grip. The half grip is very consistent in its first half of the spray. And then when you get to the latter half, it's kind of inconsistent. You have a lot of horizontal deviation, like back, right to left. And it just doesn't really cut it for me compared to the vertical. So once again, I actually think that we should either look for the angle grip as kind of an underdog story here, or the vertical. But since the vertical hit all 30 bullets on target, I think we're gonna have to go with the vertical. Do bear in mind that the angle grip is very much an underdog pick here, so you might want to try it out in training mode or something to kind of see how it feels, because of the horizontal grouping is so good compared to any of the other grips that we have here today. So guys, that was it for our little test here with grouping of different grips in PUBG. I left the download link in the description where you can go ahead and download this grips sheet that I made with different things explaining, and the ones that's been shown in the video will also be down there to download. It's all neatly packed up into PDF files, so you can easily open it on your phone, on your tablet, or wherever you open your files to kind of have it up while you play. But yeah, if you have anything to kind of add to this, or any questions or suggestions for future videos, then do let me know in the description, because I'm always looking out to kind of give you guys the best possible content and explain different topics that might need explaining. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.